right out of my pants. Don't you know I got a little secret? It's the ace of hearts up my sleeve. And when I get home to my honey, she give me love like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. When I'm walking through my neighborhood, everybody knows I'm feeling good. See me smiling from my head to my feet. They say, ain't that Mr. Lucky coming down the street? Hey, that's me. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss my lips, when you touch me with your fingertips. I'm Mr. Lucky when you hold me tight. I'm Mr. Lucky when we kiss goodnight. Baby, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. You know that's right.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's happening? What's hip? What's hot? What's shaking? Man, oh man. How did I rate the comedy Shaman? Well, I gave him a 9.5. There you go, Kick. Yeah, hells yeah. What's going on with your Monday evening? Glad to see you. And let's see, usual stuff. If you can, and you'd like to, please hit the like button. Please share with your friends. Considering this show, maybe your enemies. And we've got merch at the TomGullyShow.com/show. I'll show you some of it later. TomGullyShow.com/store. Sorry. Discombobulated. There was something I was going to say at the top of the show, and I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, you can also go to paypal.me/TomGullyShow or new development. You can go to our Patreon page, which for $3 a month will get you all the exclusive access you so richly deserve and you so desperately crave. Things that aren't probably suitable for the internet. I think we've got an interview with a woman who works in the adult industry. We've got a few other things there. We've got a 45-minute documentary of my trip to Los Angeles. We've got an 18-minute documentary of me just being angry during air travel on the way to a press appearance. What else? There's other stuff there. There'll be new stuff. I've got a pantheon of it each week. $3 a month. We'd appreciate it. There we go. We're done shilling for the moment. Let me tell you, oh boy, let me tell you about, this was actually a viewer request. Our good friend Reverend Wild Bill requested this from our show way back. We did some stuff about this. And where is it? There it is. He asked us, hey, could you relive that story that we did back in 2020? It is one of the funniest and most tragic things you will ever hear about. So let me tell you about the steam-powered rocket to outer space. Yes, steam, ladies and gentlemen. Steam. I'm talking steam here, okay? Once upon a time, there was a man named Mike Hughes, sometimes known for reasons you'll learn later as Mad Mike Hughes. Also sometimes known as the not-so-bright person who tried to go to outer space in a steam-powered rocket. Not once, oh no, but, well, more than once, because once ain't enough. Mike, and here you see Mike on your screen, believed that the Earth is flat. If only, oh, if only, that was Mike's singular misconception. He did have one major accomplishment in life, and I kind of dig this. He broke the Guinness World Record by making a 103-foot jump in a Lincoln Town Car stretch limo. And he almost ran for governor of California. Now, Mike's attempt to reach outer space using steam, I can't emphasize that enough, began in 2014. In humble Winkleman, Arizona, he flew almost 1,400 feet into the air in 1 minute. Yeah, then he crashed. Apparently, he had to use a walker for a couple of weeks because he broke his back. Yes, he broke his back. And notably, no evidence exists of him getting into the rocket before it took off. But, Mike Hughes was undaunted. Yes. 2 years after his first attempt, he got smart. He started a fundraising campaign to finance his next attempt. He raised $310. Admittedly, I'm jealous. We haven't raised that much on this show, but apparently I'm going to fly into outer space using steam. Could only get funds from people who wanted to see a crash, and not even many of those people. So again, he tried. And flat earthers like Mike contributed almost $8,000. He was planning on that $8,000 to fund several other space attempts and allow him to take pictures from space showing that the Earth was actually a flat disk. Now, Mike said that the Bureau of Land Management had given him permission, but the BLM said that they had done absolutely no such thing and subsequently reached out to him expressing concern, like you would. At one point, he had to relocate his launch pad onto private property to avoid regulations, but the BLM said he still hadn't obtained the required permissions, but that did not stop Mike. No, I'm a daredevil. I'm not much for authority or rules, especially rules like rules of physics, engineering, or gravity, apparently. Let's see what we've got in the chat room, and then we'll keep this going on. Isn't it? Is that the steam rocket to space? You bet it is, because there's not more than one. Tim Jenkins said, didn't one of those idiots die in a rocket? Uh-oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Tim Jenkins says, wow, $310. That might get you a weather balloon. I don't even know if that would get you the balloon. Tim Jenkinson says, did he worry about crashing into the dome? JC says, the CIA and FBI sabotaged him. Oh, they did. Tim Jenkinson says, oh, sorry. Oh, no, there's no sorries here on the Tom Gully Show. Watching the Tom Gully Show means never having to say you're sorry. Sorry, we got another chat. The CIA took out Kennedy, now rocket dude. Yeah, steam rocket dude. I mean, I don't begrudge people their conspiracy theories. My take on conspiracy theories is well documented, but I think even the most fervent conspiracy theory advocate would have to say that going into outer space on steam. Anyway, the delays that he got for this were expensive, just for moving his launch site. Another campaign, another fundraising campaign to acquire $10,000. Yeah, that netted him only $100. Ouch. Darn. And on March 18th, 2018, after a previous attempt had malfunctioned, he did reach a height of 1,800 feet, and he landed without injury after a maximum speed of 350 miles an hour. And he tried again in 2015. The launch failed, and he was treated for heat exhaustion. Yeah. SG Fanboy says, thanks a lot, Tim Jenkinson. And then Tim Jenkinson says, bet he was an Alex Jones fan. I have no evidence of that, but I have no evidence that it's not true. But then came the shining glory of Mike Hughes. Yes. It was on February 22nd, 2020, in Barstow, California. Much like Evel Knievel's Snake River Canyon attempt, his parachute deployed too early and actually detached from the rocket. Some said the rocket's engine tore the chute loose, but luckily this launch was captured by the Science Channel. And why wouldn't they? It was for their homemade astronauts program. Yes, that's right. I said homemade astronauts. And Mike was going to be the star. Why can't any of us get a show on the Science Channel? I mean, if that's all it takes. Let's see here. All that steam cooked him. Oh, if only it had cooked him. If only it had cooked him. I'm going to show you something now. I'm going to show you a little something that you might enjoy. And that's going to be, that's going to be poor Mike's actual launch here. Hold on just a second. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. He's getting ready to launch. And here we go. Any second now. There he goes into, no. Darn. Dang it. Darn. Darn doggedy darn. Yeah. That doesn't look like it's going to end well. Did he even make it? Well, there he is, right there. He doesn't look like, oh, wow. Yeah, sorry, Mike. You know, let's just for posterity's sake, as soon as this ends, see that dirt cloud there? Yeah, that's Mike and what I suppose is left of his ship. You can see a drone off to the left. It's a good thing the drone was there. Let's just watch that again, shall we? Just for posterity's sake. Okay, there's Mike. He's ready. Everything looks like it's going to plan. Off he goes, and no, it's just not gonna. What's Mike thinking right now? I don't care if the earth is flat. It's not gonna be a happy ending here. He is going, as you can see, straight down. Straight down. And yeah, that's gonna smart. We're gonna need to get some Bactine on that. That's gonna leave an owie. Darn doggedy darn. I hate it when that happens. That's a real, that's not gonna be so good for Mike. So yeah, there you are. Oh, it's let's see what the chat room has to say. Go Mike, go. Yeah, not so much. Stephanie Lindley is here. She's from Nashville. Some call it Cashville. Says hello to Tom Gully chat and friends. Hello, Stephanie. Kirkland Red 100. Kirkland Red 100s is here. Always love to see him. He did not stick the landing, says SG Fanboy. Stephanie Lindley says, "Oh boy, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, that's gonna smart something awful. That's gonna smart like the Dickens." SG Fanboy says, "The Earth may not be flat, but he sure is." Tim Jenkins says, "Sadly not soft Earth." And Terry Nee, the great Terry Nee, says, "I made baking soda rockets as a child. I should have used steam." Well, what have we learned here today? The conclusion: you cannot build a rocket ship that will fly to outer space using steam. Something most of us would have realized at the start of the attempt. However, Posed Up Patriot is here. Good to see you. Steffi Lindley says, "All my friends, family, and my cabin made it through the Middle Tennessee tornadoes of December 9th, 2023. Maybe Mike Hughes should have been camping out near Stephanie's house." Kif Dunny says, "I'm back, trying not to bring the phone in the can anymore." Good use of the can. I like the use of the can. I'll be in the can. I've always enjoyed that quite a bit. I'm so sorry. I forgot to load up some slides here, some things that I'm wanting to show you. The Tom Gully Show prides itself on top quality name brand merchandise. And if you go to cafepress.com/Tom Gully Show, or just go to the TomGullyShow.com and go look at the store. This here is a 20-ounce coffee mug. We have smaller sizes. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. We've got other things like ladies' hooded sweatshirts and rocket ship protective. We've got ladies' t-shirts. We don't have steam rocket proof t-shirts. If you are a guy, though, we have long and short sleeve t-shirts. If you want something, I think if you order over $50 worth of stuff, and I think the shower curtain will damn near get you there. It's free shipping right now. So today and maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I do not know. I just so don't know. Oh, Tim Jenkins, if only he would have obeyed the lockdown rules, he would still be alive. Yeah, exactly. I think he felt he was socially distanced from everything but the ground. SG Fanboy, glad to hear you're safe, Steffi. Kirkland Red 100 says, "That was a Wile E. Coyote level fail." The lovely and talented Karen Garvey, who's one of the fine people who have contributed via PayPal, at paypal.me/Tom Gully Show. She says, "I'm late. I love this show." Nobody's ever late to this program, Karen. Nobody. You're never late. Show starts when you get here. You can also go to patreon.com, The Tom Gully Show. $3 a month gets you exclusive content available nowhere else. Right now we have my conversation with a well-known dominatrix. Incidentally, next week I can tell you I will update that hour and a half-ish conversation with a 2-hour plus conversation that is much more not suitable for mixed company or anyone under 18. It is wildly more the way it is. Steffi Lindley says, "Yes, Tom is a beloved green host. I am the only certified stone green host from the Not Even a Show Institute, and that has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with, because I'm straight edge." JC said, "Love the t-shirt." Yeah, they're awesome. They're really awesome. Tim Jenkins says, "Wonder if Mike sold much merch." I watched Mike Hughes plummet to his demise, and all I got with this was this lousy t-shirt. JC says, "What's it to you?" Yeah, what is it to you? SG Fanboy says, "Well, I was going to buy her a necklace, but I think I'll get her the Tom Gully tee. That will win her heart. Trust me." Karen Garvey says, "There's a shower curtain? We need a shower curtain." Laughter. Yeah, it's expensive. It's really expensive. And the only reason it's expensive is I figured anyone silly enough to buy a Tom Gully Show shower curtain deserves to be deprived of some of their disposable income. Steffi Lindley says, thanks, SG fanboy. I was a mess till I had heard from everyone. Terry Nee says, it is karma flattened him. You bet it is. Alan Powell says, the real AP says, you seem happier in general now. I guess I am, but thank you, Alan. Alan, are you here from before? If so, I don't recognize your name. You may have had a different name. Tim Jenkinson says, Arca Space must be rethinking the steam-powered rockets now. Karen Garvey saying hello to Terry Nee. Would anyone like to see? I kind of feel like pulling up the the aborted. Does that make me bad that I actually want to watch this again? I really do want to watch this again. Let's see, where is it? Is that it? I think maybe I'm going to the wrong place. Let's just see here. There it is right there. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see here if I can get this back.
I'm so tired of my neighbor Troy when he comes to me and asks, hey, Tom, can I please use your air pump to inflate my tires?
Why does it say,
I
hey,
really
Tom?
don't want to go to the gas station and use their air pump. Man of...
I don't know. That's just a rando commercial, and it has my name in it. Maybe that's the algorithms at work or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I should not be laughing at this at all. I really shouldn't. But I'm gonna. It's just so absolutely unnecessary. It's the most unnecessary thing I've ever seen in my life. Here we go. All right, everything's set. Mike's going. This is going. What happened? It seems like I'm going slower than I should. Am I pointed the right direction? I don't know if I'm actually heading into space at the moment. And look at this thing. It's coming straight down. Straight down. Ow. Ow. Yeah, that's not a Mary Lou Retton dismount there. That's a... Oh boy, that's going to leave an owie there. That's really going to leave an owie. Oh no. Gosh. He was so close. Let's get to the chat room again. By the way, 972-994-6822 if you'd like to call in and talk about Mike Hughes. Positive Patriot says, the only thing within your control is your altitude, or lack thereof. Alan Powell, the real AP, says, in space, no one can hear you scream. He's so right. SG Fanboy, having seen the actual footage twice, is still holding out hope. This time, he's going to make it. Terry Nee saying hello to Karen. Steffi Lindley says, no, I want to watch the guy imitate Wile E. Coding again. SG Family says, yes, you should be laughing, Tom. Tyler Schollenberger's here from the Quad Cities. He says, good evening. I'm going to deprive myself of a little headroom here. There we go. That looks a lot better. And I always thought I'd see more wheelchairs in the Quad Cities. I don't know why. SG Fanboy says he lands so hard. Yeah, it's no brakes. There's absolutely no brakes on that thing. Pasta Patriot says, like an Apache. Yeah, but the Apaches were a little smaller there. Karen Garvey says, SG Fanboy, was there somebody in the rocket? Yes. Mike Hughes was in the rocket after 4 times trying before and failing, one time breaking his back. He still believed in steam power. Steam, that was powered by steam, ladies and gentlemen. All 4 times going on steam. That's steam. Flat Earth research. Good job, buddy. Let's see. Kif Dunnage with his tribute to the Quad Cities. Although, Kif, I don't want to nitpick here. Should only be 4 of those for the Quad Cities. Steffi Lindley says, hey, Tyler. Doggone it. Tim Jenkins says, the sad thing is lots of buildings are higher than he went. Lots of buildings go up faster than he went. SG says, got to give him credit. Not a quitter. He's not a quitter. Positive Patriot said, what happened to him? Well, I imagine after collecting what was left of him with a squeegee and a mop bucket, he was humanely something. I don't know. Tim Jenkins says, those true Chinese ones. Yeah, those Chinese rockets. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Wild Bill requested this, and it's funny. Speaking of not a quitter, did you see Stuttering John this weekend in the Hallmark presentation of I Wanted to Be a Teacher, starring John Melendez? I just wanted to be a teacher. The misty-eyed, the story of the child that he rescued from obscurity. Incidentally, I got to show you this. What's behind me right now is actually, I'll just get out of the way. Yeah, it's the actual takeoff. I'm blocking it. I'm sorry. That's what's there, though. John was overly emotional. He was telling this story that just sounded so, And I said, you're going to come and you're going to sit up close to me. And he got an A. After getting all A's and only one B. And I called every parent that their child got an A. John, I was a teacher. The kids that are getting A's, their parents don't need a phone call. The kids that are getting F's and D's, their parents need a phone call. And incidentally, you should be giving every kid the same amount of attention as the one that you coached up into an A. Picking one out of the group and rescuing him from his academic purgatory is not that hard. One-on-one instruction, are you kidding me? But he just wanted to be a teacher. That's all. I just wanted to be a teacher. And the wiping of the eyes, and then the nose, and then the eyes again. You cannot watch an episode of the Stuttering John show without at least a gallon-sized pump version of Purell sitting next to you. You really, really can't. Kif Dunnage says, of course, John would be a front runner and leave the dunces behind. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then he calls the parent, and the parent, of course, is incredulous. Not my kid. Yes, your child. Your child got an A. Come on, man. Come on. And there's this thing that I'm not sure where he was teaching, but every single twice a semester, you have a parent-teacher night. And in some schools, like the one I was teaching at, you have a one-on-one scheduled appointment with the parents. It's not even a parent-teacher night. It's a parent-teacher appointment. Now, you're there if a parent can't make the time or if somebody wants to wander in and have an extra session or whatever. But it's, Terry Nee, thank you. Thank you. All I could think of was Stand and Deliver. All I could think of was, and those kids each won the National Science Fair. Every one of them, because of what I had done. That's all I could think of was Jose Espinoza. Was that his name? And there's my gosh, we're going to do a story on that. We are going to cover that later on because it is truly miraculous what that teacher did in central Los Angeles schools. And John was teaching in Los Angeles. That guy started a calculus program that these kids all dominated. After a period of years, there was like 100 kids that were passing and excelling in the AP calculus test. And if you get high scores in that AP calculus test, I believe it's ranked on a scale of 1 to 5. If you get a 3 or higher, you're getting a full ride scholarship to college. And that guy went into the barrio and made it happen. And this one child. SG Fanboy says, I would put good money down that if that story happened, the student was female and it was much creepier than what he told. Yeah. Can you imagine? Hello? Mr. Meland, you're the teacher with the snot constantly running, aren't you? Tim Jenkinson, I wonder who managed to convince Mike that was a great idea. Well, I could have done a little more on his partner and engineer. I forget his name now. But Mike himself is so funny that, you know. Positive Patriot, what was the Rocket Man's last words? What does this button do? I don't know what it was, you know. I guess it would have been, wow, I'm reaching the moon a lot faster than I thought I would. Karen Garvey says, I had a feeling Tom was a teacher. Yeah, well, I was for a short period of time. Not that long ago, just 3 years ago, though. Started a radio station, started a soccer program. Hopefully a few of the kids I taught. Tim Jenkins is probably, that's probably it. Terry Nee, yes, he was also teaching Lou Diamond Phillips. Hey, SA! Strib says, looking slick, champ. Stribs is, I think, using my own vernacular against me, which is deserved. But yeah, hopefully some of the kids learned something. I don't know. Tim Jenkinson said, it would have been a great start to Quantum Leap episode, him sitting in the rocket as it was about to let go. Yeah, and Dean, what's the guy, his buddy? Dean, the actor's name is Dean. I can't remember it now. He's sitting there punching the things into the computer going, I don't think you ought to take off. I don't think you ought to take off, Samuel. I don't think you ought to take off, Beckett. Anyway. Welcome back, Snotter. Who wins in a Cumia versus Edward James Olmos acne scar battle royale? I don't know what you mean by win. I'd hate, in the words of John Wayne, I'd hate to live on the difference. Ronald J. Bateman says, hello, guys. Hello, Stone Green host. That's me, the only one. Thank you. Incidentally, it is only coincidence, but it is noteworthy to point out that my legendary ring is stone green. Dean Stockwell. Yes, Dean Stockwell. Yeah, Karen Garvey nailed it. Karen Garvey's on the ball always. Yes, Dean Stockwell's next to him going, I don't think you ought to take off. I don't think it's a good idea. Anyway, John very much made himself the victim. Kirkland Red 100 says, is that an NYU grad ring? I don't know if I can make it appear well enough here. I'm going to try. This is I don't think it's going to show for me. This is a Ball State University one. I recommend that John get an NYU didn't graduate ring. That's what I think he needs. Ronald Bateman, R.I.P. Dean Stockwell. Yes, Dean Stockwell was a renegade, I'll tell you. SG Fanboy says, I was about to ask the same thing. No, I am a proud graduate of Ball State University. But if the camera was high res enough, I'd show you everything about it. But no, didn't graduate when I was supposed to. It only took me 30 years. I left Ball State after winning the Letterman Scholarship with 9 credits remaining. 9. And nobody ever asked me if I graduated. Nobody ever made it a requirement. I got into advertising, and of course, radio doesn't care. And just lived on my portfolio of work and went about my business for 30 years. And I was there speaking to some classes, and one of the department heads, wonderful man, came up to me and said, I heard a dirty rumor that you haven't graduated from college. And I said, that's actually true. He said, you have 9 credits left. And I said, I know. And he said, I can make the 6 from telecommunications. You can do an independent study, and that's easy. He said, the 3 that you need in science, you're going to have to do yourself. So I did those online and did the independent study. They asked me for a 6-page paper. I wrote a 30-page paper. And boom, I graduated pretty late. Like I was supposed to graduate in 85, 86, and I graduated in 2012. I know. But I did. You can call him up and ask him. Dean Stockwell was one of my favorite movies, Entertainment, with Greg Turkington. Dean Stockwell was, wasn't he Dondi or something in the movies when he was really, really little? A kid with green hair. Karen Garvey says, David Letterman Scholarship. Yeah, I'm the first recipient of the David Letterman Scholarship. But John, SG Fanboy said, still graduated before John. Yeah, it just never came up. It was weird, too, because it never really meant anything to me. It's like I went there for 4 years. I did all the stuff pretty much you were supposed to do. It was not my fault that I got hired on the 3rd day of my internship. And that was what I was getting the degree for, was to get hired. And I'm like, who cares? And then at some point it started to become a little more important, but I still didn't care because nobody ever asked me. And then this wonderful department chair came up to me and just made it real easy for me. And I'm glad he did, because once I got it, it was surprising to me how much it meant. You know, it really was. I was like, wow, I did it. I've got this. I'm a college graduate. You know, Kip Dunnage said, love Dean in Blue Velvet. Dean was great in a lot of stuff, Blue Velvet among them. Terry Nee says, although his body was pulverized at impact, his soul may have entered the future, and steamships will be throughout the universe in 4023. Thank you, SG Fanboy. 972-994-6822 if you'd like to call in. Tim Jenkins, it says, you always seem far more intelligent than the people you speak with on here. I don't think I'm more intelligent than anybody. I may have a disposition for remembering odd facts, but that's about it. Julian Zezer says, is it true that Rocket Man's last flight was a protest against the banning of lawn darts? If it's not true, it should be. As a matter of fact, the commercial for lawn darts ought to start with just that. 972-994-6822. The number's in the crawl there, and so is the Cafe Press and the Patreon and the others. I'm excited about the Patreon because there's a lot of things that I would have liked to have kept up on the internet, but I just considered them for professional reasons outside this show, stuff that shouldn't be there. And now it is on Patreon. So you can get it if you pay and go behind the wall. None of it's crazy bad or anything. And it's just additional content, and it helps me out. And man, I really need to start making some money on this show. Not everybody's Karen Garvey, let's put it that way, or Edward, the other person that donated. But I appreciate it. Steffi Lindley says, have you guys ever heard the pegged in the head with the lawn dart song? No, I never have lived it. I've lived it. Yeah. But Stuttering John went through a long timeline, if you will, of the injustices that have befallen him, which I would have a lot of sympathy for, because I, from time to time, have been the object of some rather nasty internet attention that was not pleasant. I endured it. I'm over it now. But the thing that I didn't do was start doxing people. The thing that I didn't do was start having their channels struck. And that's the thing that makes John's story so distasteful, is he's, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. Yet he's the first person to cheap shot somebody. So it was difficult to see the show. Tim Jenkinson said, what's the energy drink of choice today? Today we are drinking store brand Dr. Pepper Zero. What do they call it? I think they just call it Cherry Cola Zero. So, Kirkland Red 100 says C4 is mine. Let's see here. What show went after you, Tom? It's not important. It's not important. I did have a guy today from the Dabbleverse-ish go after me in several spots, but I'm not even going to talk about. I'm going to try to just go high road on that. But people on the internet can say and do anything they want, and at a certain point, there's a lot of people who believe if you have a show that you've invited yourself for this. No, not really. Anything that's true is valid. Anything that's not is just cheap, mean-spirited, low of character stuff. So, regardless of how funny and how much fun people had with it. And by the way, this show that went after me, I will say at first, I was just minding my own business. But at a certain point, I can see their point because I was a little too happy about a bad thing that happened to that show that I had nothing to do with. But whatever, it's water under the bridge. Steffi Lindley says it's on YouTube. Now they're all off the shelves at Kmart. Yeah, I wish I could play it, but I'd get banned in 4 seconds. Trevor Garner says, hey, Tom, I love you. Trevor, come on, man. We've been down this road, haven't we? 972-994-6822. Trevor, go ahead and call me. Unless I have you blocked, in which case you can't. But star 67, do something, man. Positive Patriot says, what's the Dabbleverse? You keep mentioning it. Okay. Stuttering John Melendez, formerly of the Howard Stern Show and the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, has his own show now. And he was being interviewed by a young lady, and she said he dabbled in comedy. And that kind of drove him crazy. Then he became the Dabbler, and subsequently a whole ecosystem of programs have sprung up around him, making just really good money. And John's the only one not making any money, but those shows are called the Dabbleverse. So there is a popular internet program that calls it Tom Gully's Dabbleverse, which is very embarrassing and very dangerous to me. Kirkland Red 100 says Kmart is still around in Australia. I think you can still find a few of them here. Trevor Garner, I have actually tried to watch your show, but your show is not live anymore. So I've tried to call in and everything else, haven't been able to. Julian Caesar said, someone said the school kids called John Mr. Smelendez. That's probably it. Let's see here. Positive Patriot says, thanks for the explanation. The legendary Looney Tunes critic is here. Always good to see you, man. Thank you for showing up. Says, I don't call it Tom Gully's Dabbleverse, but I know better. Well, this particular show calls it that because I'm the one that talks about it to them and explains it to them. So that's their reference point. And I have said on this show on a number of occasions, please don't let that out. I would be just avalanched with abuse if that got out. Nothing could be further from the truth. And that's just the way it is, I guess. But I guess Trevor's not going to get through. Sad. Anyway, Trevor's show, by the way, not the one that caused me any problems. Trevor's show is just a bunch of people that really like to drink. One guy that is really Cliff Clavin. And that's about it. That's all I can say about the Trevor Garner experience. But anyway, so back to John. He went through his mythological timeline of all the things that have happened to him and all the injustices that he's befallen. And you're blocked. How do I unblock people on Skype? Let's see here. Is there any way I can... I don't even know how to do that, to be honest with you. Maybe it's in the preferences. I'll check for you. I'll check for you. General privacy here. Let's see. Trevor, you can't even hit star 67 or whatever it is and get through with that, please. I'm blocked. Oh, man. I hate doing this stuff during the show. Let's just go through these chats, and then I'll try and see if I can get Trevor on the program here. We'll borrow a phone. Drive down the street. Use a payphone. Oh, wait. They don't have those anymore. Yeah. Is it possible to get another replay of the rocket launch? It will be in a second. Ronald J. Bateman says, I know the origins of the Dabbleverse. Thank you. Well, I'm trying to spread the Dabbleverse in my own way. Fair enough, says the Looney Tunes critic. I've had a few cartoon fans who subscribe to me that have basically said the same thing. What's all this Stuttering John stuff? Trevor Garner says, we talked to you about you last night with love. I can't believe that. Tom, you can't trust people named Trevor. Trust me. Well, kind of have to go along with you there. Positive Patriot says, so was this rocket guy in the Dabbleverse too? No, he was not. Okay, let me see if I can figure out something here. Oh, Trevor's going to try. He's going to try. He says he'll try. And let's see. I'm pretty sure we can replay the rocket launch for you. Karen Garvey says, Tom, let me know if you want me to wear a Tom Gully's Dabbleverse t-shirt to the next Dabbleverse get-together. I'll record it. Wink. Oh, yeah. I would be hung in effigy throughout the Dabbleverse. So that was that. All right, let me do two things here real quickly. The first is how to unblock Skype numbers. Okay, how to unblock. In Skype profile, select settings, select contacts, and block contacts, unblock. Okay, let me see if I can do that. Settings, contacts, boom. Contacts. I'm not seeing blocked contacts anywhere. Maybe I go under B. Brenda Joe. No, I'm not seeing that anywhere. I'm not seeing that anywhere. I'm not seeing that anywhere. So I don't know what to do about that, to be honest. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. View all. No, I'm still not seeing it. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. Could I have possibly... No. I'll investigate how to do that, but right now I don't even show me active. View my contacts. I don't see. They're lying to me. They're lying. That solution was a lie. It was a lie. Let's see here. New window. Let's see if I can find it again. How to block and same numbers. How to block someone on Skype. Android and TV. Let's see. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Let's see. PC Mac. Three dots. Setting. Contacts. Block content. It just doesn't. It doesn't. How to unblock numbers. Doesn't show me that. Doesn't say that. Wow, I'm really screwing things up here. I tried. Sorry, won't go through. Well, then, Mr. Trevor Garner, I am going to call your number. How about that? I'm going to call the number that's associated with your show. If you still got it up. If it's not, then... You know, you kind of hosed yourself there. It says, listen live. Oh, here we go. Happy Hour Hotline. I'll give it a try. Best I can do, Trevor. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying. There we go. Let's see if I can make this happen. Boom, shakalaka. Here we go. Let's see if we can get old Trevor on the line here. From Trevor's Happy Hour. .com. I'm not even hearing any noise. Here we go.
Tom,
Is this Trevor Garner?
Oh, man, this is the stars aligned today. Dude, well, you're a great guy, man.
You're breaking up like crazy.
We talked about you on the show. Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me if this is better. How about this?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay. Well, I mean, we talked about you last night. And I want to talk about a few things if I can.
You can. It's shocking to me that you're having technical problems.
Rex.
That's okay. It's okay. What do you want to talk about, man? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, just please don't cut me off. This is great. I quit drinking for a year. My liver's good, and I wear these compression socks and boots. I have vascular venous insufficiency.
Mm-hmm.
But what we talked about last night is Irving goes, man, this guy's knowledgeable, and we were kind of this guy. I know you don't like us, but Matt Connerton was on. And
yeah, and you can't really talk about Matt Connerton at all on this program.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm like shaking, dude. This is crazy. But talk to me.
No, I just you said you wanted to call in and we're talking and
yeah. Okay, first of all, everything I did, I guess I'll say I'm sorry, but you're really great. I mean, well, you have talent. And look, I was a dick, okay, and I still am. But I am.
Are you making amends? Are you making amends right now, Trevor?
Yeah, I am. But when we do the show about you, it's in love, dude. It's like, man, Tom Gully. It's like we talk about you. Can I mention another guy? I just found out today, Bedroom Radio. Can I talk about them?
Sure.
Okay. I signed on after my show, and today, and you were talking about me, and last night they were talking about me and my black liver and how fat I was and in the hospital and everything. And they're talking about how I quit drinking, and I go, this is great. I mean, it's like, and I did it last night too on my show. It's nuts.
Well, Trevor, you didn't really do anything to me.
I know. Well, I don't
You're
say
fine.
that.
You're okay, man.
All right. I did a Frankenstein about you, but somebody else wrote that. And
look, I embrace the Frankenstein comparisons.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you have nothing against me. I guess that's the number one thing.
I don't have anything against you. I mean, your co-host is a know-it-all, but I don't even have anything against him.
And he's drunk all the time, yes. And I had a guy call in named Al Graham, okay? And
he called in here. He called in here.
I know he did. And he's the brother-in-law of Jim Morrison from The Doors. He's a bodyguard. He was a bodyguard for Sylvester Stallone, and he worked for Larry Flynn at Hustler magazine. Anything to say about that?
Well, I used to work for that guy there.
Oh, you did, Larry Flynn?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, all these things, the stars are aligning. All these things are like great.
Yeah.
I'd just like to keep a good relation with you.
Well, okay then. That sounds fine to me. I actually looked your show up and was disappointed that it wasn't live, or at least it was not streaming live where I could see it, and I didn't know what time it was on.
I posted last night on YouTube.
It streams live on YouTube?
Yeah, well, I posted up right after the show's over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can see that, but I don't know when it's on so that I could call in or that I could be in your Zombie Wolf chat room.
Sure. No, it's new. That's like you can call in on Skype at my new number, and you can call into the show.
Okay. Well, that's a deal. I'm glad that you're somewhat sober. You're going to live a lot longer that way. I'm sure you know that our good friend Dave Lerman has passed away.
Yeah. That makes me sad.
Yeah, that is very, very sad. But, call in whenever you want if you can learn how, or that I can figure out how to unblock people.
Do you have any parameters for me?
Do I have any?
don't know. I don't know what I should talk about.
No, it's just that
I mean,
one person. That one person's just trying to get clout from me, and so I don't want to talk about him because that's what he wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's a dweeb.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, like sports or anything?
Nah. Nah. I got to be out of here in 6 minutes. So.
All right. Well, let me close out your show. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I know what's going to happen.
No. Just you're not going to close it out because I'm going to close it out. But anytime that you want to be on, you come into the chat room and I will call you.
Perfect.
All right.
And you have my number here.
Yeah. You have a good evening, sir.
Hey, call into my show too if you can.
If you tell me when it is, I will.
Are you on Skype video?
I have.
Of course you are.
Yes, I've got Skype video.
Okay, you want my call-in number?
No, it's on your website. I just called it.
Okay, you got Skype then. Perfect.
Right.
All right. Perfect. Hey, Tom.
All right. Yeah.
No hard feelings, dude.
All right. Same here. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's see here. Kirkland Red 100 says, what corner of the internet is Trevor from? What do they call it? They call it trevorshappyhour.com, and they call it lots of drinking. Now, he says he's sober now, and I'm very glad for that, but he used to pass out drunk on the air. I'm glad he's not doing that now. Karen Garvey says, I know nothing about him. He was sued by Tom Likas for harassment. I don't know what more you'd like to know. Graham Murphy says, what's up, birds? Call. That's funny. Kirkland Red 100 says, Tom, the BS could use some more content. What's the name of their show? We could use some more Jocktober material. It's trevorshappyhour.com, and he's on YouTube. I don't know what the shows will be like. They used to be drunk fests with huge technical errors, but it was fun to listen to. I have to admit it. It was. And they would call in and hassle me a little bit. But no, I liked it. I liked the level of hassle I got from them. We got about 3.5 minutes here before I have to be out because Uncle Phil's about to start. You're about to get a flood, Tom, says Graham Murphy. Oh, no, not a flood. Somewhat sober is a start. It is a start. Terry Murphy says, black liver and that little boy's smile. Black liver and that little boy's smile. Black liver with that slow southern style. A new religion that'll bring you to your knees. Black liver, if you please. Okay, so very quickly, as we ended up here, Trevor, ever heard of O&A? Uncle Jack says, hey, Tom, what's up, brother? I literally just got home. There's Uncle Jack, legendary from the Dabbleverse and the BS show, and his dog Dover, which will be taking on Perry. Kirkland Red says, Tom, I was hoping he would dox himself. No, he doesn't. He doesn't need. Everybody knows everything about him. They know where he is. Trevor's out there. He's kind of undoxable at this point. Kip Dunn says, heck yeah, Tom, that was the alpha. How you didn't let him close you out? No. Uncle Jack says, damn it, sometimes the real world sucks. It does. Real quickly, before I hit the outro, Uncle Jack says, dozer. Go to the TomGullyShow.com. You can get merch there in the store section. And then our Patreon. Patreon.com, the Tom Gully Show. $3 gets you exclusive stuff I'm too scared to put on the internet. I took it off a long time ago. Interview with the Dominatrix is probably a good one. 45 minutes documentary on trip to LA. 18 minutes of me screaming and yelling and being upset in the airport. We got to make some cash on this thing, folks. Please. Let me see here. I think pre-fill might be a great spot. Well, I hope so. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that here in a few weeks, but that's what we're going to try to do. So with all that being said, I think the only thing left to say is, till next time, what's tomorrow going to be? Maybe Tommy Cooper, maybe Siegfried and Roy. It's hard to say. Till next time, we'll see you next time.